Last time, we got you into the administration tool and looked around. In this video, we're adding users and putting them into groups. Let's create a user to start. Expand Users and Groups Management. Right-click the Users node underneath it and select New User. You've got two paths here. A PDM-managed login, where you set a username and password directly in PDM, or a Windows user, where PDM authenticates against existing Windows credentials. Windows authentication means one less password for people to manage, and it ties PDM activity back to a real company identity automatically. Worth noting, Windows logins are only available in PDM Professional. We'll look at both options. First, if you're creating a PDM-managed login, simply click the New SOLIDWORKS PDM user. You'll be prompted to enter the username. I would recommend using a consistent naming convention such as first name dot last name or something similar. After this, go ahead and type in the full name, initials, and email of the user. PDM Professional can email notifications, and this is where it pulls the email of the user. Finally, enter a password for the user and hit Next. This brings you to the user's properties where you can enter additional information if needed. You can also add the user to a group at this point by clicking on the Group button on the left-hand side of the Properties interface. If you're creating a Windows user, it's important to understand where the list of Windows users comes from. PDM only allows Windows users to be added to the vault if they've been called out in the Archive Server Configuration tool. And you can only access the Archive Server Configuration tool from the PDM server itself, which will require your IT in most cases. If you're interested in looking at this setting from the server, go to the Start menu and SOLIDWORKS PDM folder and find Archive Server Configuration. Funny thing about this Archive Server tool is that if you've opened it in the past and then closed it out and haven't rebooted since then, you have to open it from the system tray. Once inside of the Archive Server tool, click on Tools, Default Settings. This interface allows you to call out whether PDM logins are being used or if Windows logins are being used, or a combination of both. If you click on Settings, this is where you call out the Windows users that can be added to the vault. Simply enter in the account names or the Active Directory group you'd like to be able to pull users from and hit OK. Now that we've verified that the archive server has been configured appropriately, we can step through the creation of a Windows user in PDM. It's very similar to creating a PDM-managed user, but of course you need to ensure they are properly called out in the Archive Server tool before you create them. Now that we've created users using both methods, you can actually see which users are tied to a Windows login by noticing the little Windows symbol next to the user account. By the way, if you ever need to remove a user because they're no longer with the company, you can delete users by right-clicking and selecting Delete. The user's history will still appear in the Vault history, and you can even recover deleted users in the event that you need. Now that we know how to create users, let's talk about groups. Groups are how you'll manage permissions going forward. Instead of setting folder and workflow permissions for one user at a time, you set it once for the group and every member inherits it. Right-click the Groups node, which is also under Users and Groups Management, and select New Group. Give it a name that reflects what the group actually does, such as designers, engineers, drafters, manufacturing, whatever fits your organization and what you want them to have permission to be able to do. On the Users tab, add the members you want in that group. Click OK, and the group is created, and any of the permissions that are set for this group will automatically be inherited by the users in that group. And that's really it for creating users and new groups. In our next video, we'll explore the different types of permissions in PDM. I'll see you there.